for people and also for myself, so I'm not at all technical, and I have to also sometimes read things 4 or 5 times and to wrap my head around these things. I think it's also better to have visual stuff to understand these things. And there's actually a very cool graphic here. I'm just sharing the screen for the diagram. Maybe you can explain a little bit. That's kind of like the cross-chain collateralization process, how that works, and also where the gravity bridge comes in and why.
Yeah, certainly. And I think I can also use this diagram to kind of to answer one of the questions that Sunny had on Twitter. So basically, the concept of Umee is that we spent a lot of time looking at DeFi borrowing and lending protocols. And one interesting framework that came to mind is that so we spent a lot of time looking at Compound and AAVE. And technically, if Compound and AAVE wanted to merge, they could. They could easily merge. They could do so. And the way that they would do that is that they would cross accept each other's collateral tokens. So Compound accepts AAVE A tokens, and AAVE accepts Compound C tokens. And what you would actually have is like a merging of those two capital pools, where basically, AAVE folks can borrow all the coins on Compound, and then Compound folks can borrow all the coins on AAVE, and you just have one united pool. The reason that they don't do that is just for many reasons, different collateralization requirements, and just different constructs of the protocol. Also, the collateral tokens, A tokens and C tokens, are designed a little bit differently. But technically, you could do that. When Umee was designed, we had just collateral tokens in mind for how assets were able to be borrowed and lent. Basically, the idea is that so there's two ways to go about borrowing and lending. One is assets can be bridged directly from a gravity bridge directly to, let's say, the Cosmos borrowing and lending side of things. And this can utilize the gravity bridge zone that's being marketed, or the gravity bridge on the Cosmos hub, or just different implementations of the gravity bridge can send assets to the borrowing and lending side of Umee. The other way of allowing borrowing and lending is what I'm going to talk about in this diagram. So this diagram showcases a way where you can keep your assets on your respective blockchain and still allow borrowing and lending. So let's say if Ethereum users wanted to keep their assets on Ethereum as ERC20 tokens, and they don't wish to bridge them to the Cosmos network, or let's say Cosmos folks want to keep their assets on Cosmos and they don't want to bridge them to Ethereum as an ERC20 token, the alternative is that instead of bridging their assets across the gravity bridge, they can actually bridge not their assets, they can bridge the collateral tokens of the asset across the gravity bridge. So the way that this diagram is laid out is that, from the top, you can see that a user deposits their asset on the Ethereum borrowing and lending side, and they receive a collateral token. And so, Compound calls them C tokens, AAVE calls them A tokens. Umee, we're going to be unique. We're going to call them U tokens. Mm-hmm. And so you deposit an Ethereum asset, you get your U token. And so your Ethereum asset stays on Ethereum, but you have a U token that you can bridge across the gravity bridge. And then this U token can be used as collateral to borrow stuff on Cosmos. And so that's the basis of also why we're implementing our own gravity bridge. And keep in mind, it would behoove the Umee network to also use other folks' gravity bridge to bridge assets, but just for this particular use case, it would be using the current Umee gravity bridge. And as you can see from the bottom of the diagram as well, let's say a Cosmos user wanted to deposit assets on the Cosmos side, and they want to keep the Cosmos assets, allow them to remain on Cosmos. They would receive a U token to represent their collateral, and then that U token would be bridged over to Ethereum, and then basically that ERC20 version of the U token would be used to borrow assets on the Ethereum side. And so, as you can see from this diagram, it showcases why we're kind of implementing our own version of Gravity Bridge. So just in the circumstance in which people want to do lending, they would be using the Umee Gravity Bridge. Of course, for just direct movement of assets to one blockchain or another, like let's say someone wants to move their Ethereum to the Cosmos side, or someone wants to move their Cosmos assets to Ethereum side, they can of course use the other Gravity Bridge, or they can use the Umee one as well. I think the point of this ecosystem is to just allow many networks to exist and many networks to have use cases, and we're here to interoperate. We're not necessarily here to just kind of focus just on putting assets on just our own network. So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So you're basically also, like you said, heavily inspired and borrowing a lot of ideas from what AAVE and Compound has done on Ethereum. And I think that's also makes a lot of sense, because they have been the most successful DeFi projects in the world, DeFi blue chips, I think you can call them by now.